Ninjas in Pyjamas versus ENCE, and I'm just hoping for a close one. We've had two absolute whitewashes, respectively. Clearly, these teams can contend with one another, but I'd like to see them do it in the same map.
At least now we know the individuals on both teams are away, because we got the 1x bet onto the top of your screens, and now they've swung over to favouring ENCE in this one, but the pistol round is underway, and banana control has been taken. Dia looking for info. He's heard some steps towards second mid.
Rez will spot him out at least, and Dia's safe for now. Hampus loses his head, the first bullet out of the USP, and it connects. All right, NIP, they have banana control, 4-man disadvantage for them as they look to test the waters, and more than test, Snappy down, just Spinks now, Rez up long, great adjustment. He finds Doto, and that's going to certainly keep the feet planted of Alu, or not even. He loses his, Spinks now needs another, and he's gone. And just like that, the round is done. Rez starting as he means to go on with a highly impactful pistol on the other side of the map.
Yeah, well, here within the ESL Pro League Season 13, we've had these teams both play Inferno so far. Yesterday, we saw ENCE get across the line with the crazy, snappy pop-off when they took down Mouse Sports in that game that went all 30. And NIP, well, they were on the losing end of their game against G2 yesterday. We know both teams are happy to play it, or at least be practicing to play it. So it's not like Mirage where we had no idea about the ENCE situation. Let's wait and see how this one unfolds. In with the force by ENCE. Alu onto the scout. Deagles for the other 4. And Dia, same position, looking again.
Ooh, Rez is lucky to be alive there.
Very lucky. That's a lot of damage done. Down to 29 points of health. Will have to be passive. Has that AK-47. I want to think better and swap that over with ZTR if the situation allows it. But walking into B is Hampus. Look at this. Fact-finding mission.
Should be. Snappy doesn't lose his life there, and he's going to try and slow them down. Spinks set up for success. And now they're softened up as well. An early loss. A disadvantage now for NIP to overcome. And look at the damage they've taken, Chad. This is quite concerning for the Swedish squad. Alu, didn't quite time it right with the flash. Spinks does, though. More damage, trying to evade the flames. He finally fills the feed for one. ZTR unloads his mag. A missed shot from Alu gives them a bit of space, but so low, Chad. I don't really see how on earth the Ninjas in Pyjamas can get reliably back into this site. They'd have to hope for an oversight on the retake.
40 seconds starts now.
I think I found a way. Alu.
It's not clear in this.
Will he clear this corner? Rez, meantime, keeps him busy. Nork peeks out for one. Dihao keeps it competitive. Survival, integral. Doto makes it clear he's still hanging around. Rez has been found, getting awkward now. They can defuse. There's a smoke down and Dia holds. And ENCE, again, deny the second round conversion from NIP.
Lovely force buy right there, isn't it? All the damage by Alu, the Deagles tapping on in, and starting to see some patterns with Spinks. You're seeing the positions he likes to play on this B bomb site. The new box yesterday had a couple of clutches on both sides from there. Boosted up on the oranges this time round. Very proficient working with Snappy over towards B. And now NIP, they have the question. It's already been answered. Straight back in with a force buy of their own. Don't think this one will be too fast, indicated by Nork's scout. So let's take a look. There might be more of this spread and pick mentality coming on through. And we know that Snappy and Spinks love to go aggressive banana when they had SMGs. Well, Snappy has one of those now. He's lining up a flash, so he won't be at the point man. Alu will be. Bullets through the smoke. Nobody home to receive. NIP not giving away that banana information by dropping their own smoke. Plopsky's ready for a boost up here. It's going to be a deep smoke from Snappy. Plopsky's going through.
Wow, he actually hits the shot. Dink and a body. Spinks is gone. And Snappy jumps across for info. I think they want to maintain this control. They can't afford to concede it.
Feels like Snappy wants to pick. He was very aggressive in this position yesterday.
Well, that's one way to get info. Alu flashes him in. Scout sends them back out. Oh, caught off guard. Hampus has found it. He quickly adjusts in time. ZTR, you can't die now.
He got spotted.
Yeah, he can't afford to go down. This could be the B-Wrap if they go for long.
Hampus is actually taking the bomb up second mid. If they go into A, the double pit setup is perfect.
Yeah. It couldn't be better. They've even got a smoke like that. It will enable them to create new lines of sight for them to play around. Up long they go. Dia, next time he releases that crouch key, He'll be met by bullets. Damn, Rez hits his shot and so does CTR. Oh, that was scary. Very sketchy stuff on the way into that site. So much room for ENCE to find a way back in.
Forced by wars, though, and this time it's competitive, right? They're not getting one team just blowing out from that point after winning the second round. I think we'll see ENCE buy back in. Snappy's going to do his very best to hold on to this AK. But that's great to see, and the shots are being hit. I can imagine what the conversation with Threat and that room, because we can see on the cameras that NIP are all boot camping together. Just, boys, we overestimated ourselves here. We knew that map 1 was easier. At least we made the scoreline look that way. Let's focus up. Coming into map 3, it is a decent start here from NIP. Now ENCE are going to get that 1,400 coming back into the bank balance. Snappy will be able to drop something. Spinks can buy on him with an SMG. He's got 2.7, but this kill was everything, right? Because Alu pushing on out, they were trying to maintain that banana control the entire time. Snappy has to drop back, cannot risk it because of the rotation time. And from there, just able to play out the number game NIP, even though they went into the stacked bomb site. Some stunning shots.
Yeah, that's a relief. Rez providing that deagle shot as well.
He's looking really sharp, and that's the thing, right? This is the most experienced player on NIP.
You're putting him in a kind of a ROPS-like pedestal here.
You need him to be able to be consistent so the rest of them can fluctuate a little bit more.
That's fair. I'm actually quite down with that comparison as well, in terms of what you demand of them. Obviously, ROPS much more successful in achieving it so far.
Well, for those not too familiar, Rez has reached the highest of heights. He was MVP at Oakland. This was going back a lifetime as... Oh, maybe seeing his life flash between his eyes for Snappy. Cops a dink. I think it was through the woods, so the audible was there. This is so much argy-bargy. That nade, more damage.
Yeah, they've won out in the end. It's only the Snappy AK-47. Oh, lingers on the off angle, and he's good for 1. Not enough. Doto through the smoke. A hero play, if you will, but quite the contrarian result. Yeah, we have 4 remaining. Bomb will explode. NIP seizing control of the reins once again. This wild horse that is ENCE.
I'm curious to see what the ages of some of the other players are over there on ENCE, right? I know that Snappy is 30, and he doesn't look that way. He's aging quite beautifully. But for those people not too familiar with Snappy, he's had a long career, right? We also had an interview piece with him a little bit earlier playing in one of the ad breaks where he talked about his last year in competitive play. We all know the heroic side of the story. Well, Snappy was one of the players that got let go from there, and then since then he's just been around in turmoil of international teams doing his very best to plug holes. And then when ENCE imploded, he gets this opportunity. We know that ENCE is an organization. We know Natu's over there, so it has some respectable figures. Finding somebody like Snappy to be able to in-game this team, and also if you look at some of his plays individually, look, he's not always at the top of the scoreboard, but he hits some good shots, and he's one of the older boys, right? If you're up in the 30 realms, you're one of the older professional players these days. There's not too many of them hanging around, especially not within the tier 1s. Pats on the shoulder. Scoreline now 3-1. And, well, it will just have to be these USPs and Diha there with that deagle and armor. But
so while we have this eco, let's have a brief touch on that topic, because I'm interested and I have an opinion, believe it or not.
Okay.
You know, a lot of people use age as a kind of a marker for when your career, you know, will peak and trough. And I don't believe age is the key determining factor. I don't argue there will be small physical changes that you may have to adapt to and overcome. Hang on.
Plopsky, we're trying to have a chat here, mate. Mop this up for us, will you?
Thank you, guys. So, yeah, whilst I acknowledge there are small physical differences, I think the primary shift is that as you age, as you reach that, let's use 30 as an example, that break point, your priorities shift away from being the best in this video game and to, holy shit, what do I want to do with the rest of my life? Oh my God, I haven't got a girlfriend. Oh my God, I haven't got a house. Holy schmoly, what do I do? How do I adult?
Sure.
And as that happens, you lose the, you know, the res. I've woken up and done deathmatch and chugged a Red Bull and now I'm ready to go again.
There's also an air of stubbornness, I would say, to learn, right? Whereas the kids come in and they're only learning what's in front of them, right? Whereas if you're an older player, you've definitely played other versions of Counter-Strike. You've played the 1.6, you've probably played Source, maybe even some CZ in the mix, and then CSGO. If you've been playing CSGO from the start to now, I want you guys to go watch YouTube and see how far this game has come.
God, yeah.
So there's a lot of that gets stuck with older players who, you know, maybe aren't keeping up with all the jiggles and all the moves that the kids are doing these days as well. So there are a lot of factors that play into that, but one that I don't think can be denied is the smaller physical aspects that you were talking about is in terms of reaction speeds, right? They are definitely going to start to taper off. But in certain sports, when you're in your early 30s, that's the prime,
That's
right?
the prime, and that's physical. That's physical sports. I mean, it's not, you know, this stuff, admittedly, it's easy to kind of sweep it all under the rug and just live in this kind of blissful ignorance of, oh, they're Zoomers, they're young, they can do things I can't do because I was born at this number instead of that number. Like, if you want to make excuses for yourself, you can, but I truly believe a driven 30-year-old, as driven as the 17-year-old Zoomer, they would still be competing at the same level.
Look at RPK, for example.
Look at Forrest, dude, when he was keeping this up for so long, and it was because he believed he wanted to play this game. It was his priority.
Oh.
Ouchie, ouchie. Diha capping a double nade, but he does get away with it.
Yeah, quickly over towards mid now, so NIP are pivoting off of that banana information.
Yeah, but they want to throw a bit of pace their way. I think Alu's got a perfect response in that smoke. He doesn't choose to drop it, though. Waiting for a bit more pressure towards short.
Diha's coming over, but he is wounded.
Here we go. It's fast. It's furious. And Doto finds two.
Big impact.
As to the ninjas, they're into the site. Bomb will be planted. Rotates on its way. The cavalry have been called. Spinks had a great top scoreboard performance from him. Definitely living that fiber Ethernet life.
They're going to give this one a go. Snappy setting up a smoke here to cut off front sight. They can focus Pit with this. Thinking on his toes here, Snappy.
He certainly is. Nork's denied. Hampus tucks in passives. ETR the same. They just need one to keep these Ts on their toes.
They're going to call the save here. They didn't find anything. Oh, great damage.
Better. He'll take two. Only Nork allowed to exit the site. But regardless, it's NIP extending their lead. We post 5 now on the T side. And jostling for control. You can't let the CTs get all the bells and whistles. They've managed to do that very, very well. You can see there's always been a sacrifice for the ENCE defense. And that continues into this one. It's not pretty. It's not ideal. Timeout called. In fact, the first one, so we'll get the coach of ENCE back on the mic.
I think I spoke too soon. I said competitive start. Scoreline 5-1. We need a response from ENCE, and we need it soon because NIP starting to work on that bank balance. Rez up to 8K. Rest of his teammates still have a bit more saving to do. Nork's at 7. Low end is Plopsky with 2.2. I just had a look at the average age of ENCE. I think it's around that 25 mark. Doto's 25. Alu's 28. Spinks is in here at 20. I think Diha 23. So they're probably one of the older teams going around, which sounds strange to say.
Your esports midlife crisis happens at 25.
Yeah, look, it's always an interesting one to see when people come and go from the Counter-Strike world, but you never truly leave.
No, it's in your veins. Rez flashed in, enables mid-space to be taken. Plopsky juking it out with the util. More to come. Nades evade. Damn, damage done. More on top of Hampus and Plopsky. Rez does get the crosshair in the right place, but Alu's too smart for him. Baits the shot, tucked in. Spinks, aggressive. He finds one. He's always good for one, is Spinks, even in the most adverse of scenarios.
Tall task for Snappy now. He'll be left alone to anchor this site. So pressure already up middle. Means the ENCE are on notice. Another smoke towards Arch side, and they're setting up a boost. Alu nades.
Oops.
Over the top, maybe the sound cues are heard. This could end terribly.
Can't see anything. Can't see anything. And the spray from Rez, implies he got the info. Might force Alu back into the B site, expecting that punish. 50 seconds, no info for Doto.
Oh, poor Doto. This is not the weapon for the job.
Okay, well, he confirms he's under a lot of threat, and he has a flash to delay them. He actually sees one going Arch and does more than that. Doto steps up to the plate. Exactly what was required. A double. Impact felt. NIP shaking in their boots. They've got to get through Diha. Plopsky delivers the crucial shot. Nork, no! He's turned his back. Alu can punish. And Plopsky demanded an ace clutch. Flames already on the floor. Needs 2 headshots, successfully turns, but they're bringing the fight. They're bringing it fast. Can't adjust in time. And a crucial round for ENCE. This is going to be a big talking point. They've won the round. It's what happens next for NIP.
Yeah, I didn't think that Doto was good for 2 there. The fact he grabs that is, like you said, impact. round-changing impact. NIP have that money. They can drop guns across if needed, but all in all, they're still sitting pretty. 5 rounds this early on in the T half. It's good. You can see, so one player just coming later to that smoke. That's what enabled the double. Plopsky eventually with the trade. Even the shot onto Dihar was nice, but they ran him down. The molly to corral him towards the back of the site, and then just swarming Snappy and Alu. Get the job done and get the second round.
All right, well, now they've got everything they need. This is going to be very telling of how the ENCE defense will go.
Looks like NIP have given up on the banana fight before ENCE have.
Ugh. Peeking into an AWP on Boiler. Can sour the mood. Oh, but he splits the difference and loses his life. They swing successfully. Doto, already been the hero once. Can he do anything this time? It's Diha's turn, baby. 3 as they swing up short. Huge denial, the multi-kill potential. Doto provided one of them. He's low as well in pit, but Hampus and Nork are just staring into the abyss now. You haven't got any progress. Your teammates' corpses litter the site. Spinks has even locked the door behind you. Snappy proceeding towards long as well. They've paused this. They've made it clear they haven't moved. And now the CT clutches wrapping around their throat. They can't get out of this one. And the toes are spotted. They know where you are. Hampus's head is visible. Doto knocks it off for his second. And Nork required to clutch. He knows the cold zero box is a threat and not going to hit the scope quick enough. Diha will steal away. What could have been 4 is definitely 3. And the same for ENCE as well. They've managed to string together 2 rounds here.
Doto did so much there, right? It didn't look like he was going to survive for too long. He drops the smoke, like nades and mollies were getting thrown his way, and then while everybody was drawn towards that pit, Diha pounces with 2 big kills, and then closes things out here onto Nork. Money's still there for NIP to facilitate a buy. Deagle for Hampus, UMP for ZTR, but everybody else with the AK-47s. Can ENCE deny this cash and get back in this game? Alu spots a few. And he'll be getting out of dodge. That information integral right now because it was a 3-man B-lane from ENCE. They can already start rotating a player over. Utility to delay. See how drops that Molotov. You shall not pass, he says. There's a few more bullets through the boards.
Quick pop quiz. What was the flamey, horny boy from Lord of the Rings called?
Sorry, one more time?
Gandalf, you shall not pass. What was the flamey?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
The Balrog. The Balrog.
I've never watched Lord of the Rings in its entirety in one sitting.
Well, I think a lot of people could say that. In one sitting, that would be... Like
no, just one film.
Oh, you haven't actually watched a single film?
In full city. Like, I've watched it, but over the course of...
We'll have to change that, Chadney. We'll have to change that. We've already seen an early casualty, and they're extended. Doto deals with 3 on the advance again. I've got deja vu. NIP collapse. Breathless. Plopsky fills his lungs with air for another attempt. They re-smoke. Alu is a crucial component of this retake. Hampus surviving, even baiting the shot perhaps with the drop weapon. Regardless, it's Plopsky's chance to plant.
Bomb has been planted.
So despite the heroics of Doto, we've got a round here that's starting with every passing second to tick further in favor of the men at the disadvantage. I say that, Hampus is held well. He's even found a second. Swings onto Snappy. And just Spinks. He's been great so far for ENCE. Really proving his worth with every passing round. Isolates, but Hampus has found himself a 4th. And they turn it around, turn it on its head. 6 for NIP. Despite the heroics of Doto on the defense. They stabilize, pause, and this time pull it across the line.
This is one of those situations that I think Snappy was probably alluding to earlier. When we had that piece about him talking about force buys. So if you take a look right now, going into the next round for ENCE is only $2,400. Most of the players haven't invested just yet. Doto has, and it's telling me they're going to go for a force buy here. So it's interesting to go with this with the money all over the shop, right? They have enough to make one of these buys work where they'll have rifles and light utility, but it's always that question. We're in the middle here of the first half. They're trying to wrestle for control. They know that NIP have been kept honest with their money as well. So these type of rounds is where you can swing the tide of the game. The problem is on the CT side, especially on a map like Inferno, you can lump Nuke in the mix. You could probably do the same with a couple of maps. You need quite a lot of utility in the early stages to deny that space, right? You need banana control. You need utility to smoke off mid or halls. But maybe they can make these pistols work because they do love a force buy. They're becoming more and more proficient with it. And Dihar in these situations seems to just go out looking for frags. So let's take a look. Try and use that deagle to lop off a couple more heads again.
Great patience from Spinks. He was in the flames there, standing in the open, but just holds his nerve long enough to convert, places the crosshair correctly.
Oh, they're going to see Doto over the flames here.
Okay.
Molly was not deep enough. He trusted that. It started well, but this is a nightmare. Oh, what?
Oh, Plopsky can see through smoke, dude. Just as that Molly black smoke filled his screen, he still catches a glimpse of that USP. So Alu's gone too. Now, don't forget, they fully invested into this one, so finding as much as you can is a component. Only Snappy there. They're going to contact walk up, so he should be good for one. A second would be dreamy, but duck under his crosshair. And the D-half flank is held by Nork. Oh, with his knife out, he actually loses his life. That's punishing. D-ha grabs what he can. It'll be a UMP, a Desert Eagle. Now the AK as he surges forward. He's ahead of the smoke. A wild spray does reveal he's close.
Yeah, good call, I think. He's faking it. I thought he was going to pick up the AWP and run away. I think what he's doing here is actually having a look in. He still has time for this.
He wants Plopsky and Rez to just start thinking that he's off his way onto Banana. But they're holding the jump up. Lockdown, 7 for the Ninjas in Pyjamas. The T side is certainly starting to shape up well for the Swedes. And because of that investment, Chad, ENCE are going to be feeling the ripple effect of that all in for the next couple. This is the death, just believing in that incendiary a little too much. As Chad highlighting, this was that great shot from Plopsky on that cross. Very brief moment of Alu visible there through the smoke. NIP, they've been closing these out. It's always been so close. Like, I feel like all of these conversions have been in the 2v2s and the 1v1s, all the way down. Just the Deagles here, a deco, if you will.
Yeah, and ENCE able to get the dink onto Hampus early. I know these Deagles are really proficient, but
there shouldn't be a way in.
There shouldn't be.
When you haven't got the Kevlar and the smoke grenade alongside it, it's not as threatening. Of course, Hampus catching some flack early does perhaps make it a little more so.
A complete banana control here, and with Plopsky posted up this aggressively, and he was even taking fights, they almost want to head into this B-bomb
Just
site.
exec.
Yeah, I think that's probably a great call with all this util. No smokes being baited on out because there are none to be thrown. And decapitated, so they will be onto the site. Spinks goes down. Now it's just about damage. The problem is, NIP, if they pick up this round, are going to won the half with 8. Another smoke towards CT. Post-plant positions being set up now. Lots of bullets being thrown through the smokes as they hear those Deagles and footsteps rotating on over. And the punishment continues.
Oh, Snappy's Deagle has been exactly that so far this game. Just consolation frags at this point. They are just locked into coffins. Nork the first contact, Plopsky the savior. If everything else was to go disastrously, Snappy wants more. He'll have a look. One more Deagle headshot for style points. Nope, denied by Nork, and so no kit on Doto. Just trying to keep their feet planted on the site, try and take another one of them down, but it's just him. NIP posting 8 and have successfully converted their T-half of Inferno here at the round 12 mark. Let me see this second one. He was so ready for that. Did he jiggle it or just hold? Oosh.
No ult for Alu here. Had 4750 in the bank balance. He invested it all. He's gone for the rifle, Kevlar, utility. Maybe it's a bit of a change ENCE looking for. Not really.
4B.
Yeah, well, they need to mix something up. They've been getting banana control when NIP decide to gift it to them, and here's another one of those situations. So they give them banana control. The first 2 throw all their nades and then rotate back. The second 2 take it late, but nobody's home, so they just wasted 2 buckets worth of utility on nothing. At least it's info.
Yeah, and Doto so good on these multi-kills, but the flash from Nork is just perfectly popped. He was not prepared for that. Hampus is really fast on this. Oh my god, D here is going to have his nade pulled. What a fast flank. Alu's in jeopardy. The bunny hop from Hampus keeps him alive. He lives to tell the tale. You can see his face. He's just in disbelief, dude.
I think they were waiting for that right there. The maneuver of that double banana set where they have 4 players go and throw all their util.
Right.
Because as soon as that second set of utility went, NIP walked up into the mid wall and executed. It's like they knew that there were 4 players over towards B because there was so much utility being dumped at banana. When ENCE did that yesterday, I don't think too many people were ready for it. NIP today, more than ready for it. They didn't invest anything into banana. They didn't take any damage from banana. And they're able to punish the rotations and keep all 5 players alive where ENCE have to save. So unfortunately, this is a lot more like the last 2 maps that we've seen. This isn't a competitive affair by any means. ENCE limping in with a lot of these buy situations where they're either forcing or then the next round they'll still buy deagles instead of full ecoing, means they go into gun rounds like right there. If Alu hadn't invested heavily in 2 rounds in a row, maybe he has an AWP so they don't have to play heavy banana setup with utility. Their CT game plan just not paying off here.
But it's also, you know, just evidence of the power of a good pop flash. Like,
It's true, yeah.
the only way that strat works out and looks as easy as it did is because Doto got no chance. He had 0 chance to contribute in the execute, and that was because their short flash actually catches the player that's playing quad and by that pillar. It was perfect. Rez does the rest. It hits the shots now. ENCE. Okay, this is interesting. Let's see if the same Q spurs the same result, Chad, because they have gone 4B and the same util throw. No smoke this time. Just say don't want to throw nades. Dhair and Alu provide early HEs.
Spinks and Snappy aren't throwing anything this time, so it's not going to be the same up mid, but they will be popping out of halls. And right now, there is nobody in pit. This couldn't be more perfect. The site and pit crossfires have ruined them, and now that Dha's over here in time, maybe they'll ruin them again.
Okay, so because he's incendiaried that, they might be slowed down. Rez holds W. Dha's only going to get 1. It's Doto, in fact, that provides. It's good enough. Only Hampus, really. He's hit a great shot onto site. 1 more required, and Hampus makes it competitive. They got 9 points of health between the 2 of them. If that bomb goes down, it's a different story. Spinks holding, though. And Snappy established already. Oh, they're so exposed. This has to be ENCE's round. It has to be. Bombs loose. Hampus hits a great shot just to even start the conversation of an NIP 10th here. But Spinks is holding the gap. Is there a gap in the smoke? It could be the end of him. Yes, indeed. 2 for Spinks, but in total, it's ENCE finding a 4th. That's the crucial breakpoint here. NIP, no issues in the finances, and, well, quite the opposite for ENCE. They've been scraping together what they can find under the sofa cushions for the last couple.
Yeah, NIP will not be broken here. They will be able to buy going into the final round, even if they lose round number 14 that's coming up. But Doto and Dha, we have to give them 2 thumbs up, the Grey and Pit stamp of approval, because that A-site defense, the crossfires from Pit and site, time and time again, have been the winning factor for ENCE in the 4 rounds. It's 4-man B lean again, so being very stubborn about this. This time Plopsky is here, a bit more utility being used, and now the second wave dumped on through.
Whoa, brave. Wants to keep them on notice. Wants to keep those B defenders active.
Hampus is burning.
Oh, more nade damage. He's got 10 HP left. A bullet, any straight bullet, but the pop flash, they were both blind. Oh, it could have been worse. Spinks does well. Sans vision. Oh, Rush is bang on. Rez is doing something. Rez is up to his antics here. Dha wants to take a cursory glance, but he's distracted now as ZTR shows presence. Look at the gap he's pipping. Alu's hunting.
Has to be aware, surely.
No, he's not ready for this. Alu has saved the day there. Just a 3rd frag from him. He has had a silent CT side, but taking down Rez does super nullify the NIP's T side here.
And they've gambled correctly, so just leaving Spinks on that new box. He's played this position time and time again over towards B, but it will be A. 2 in the apartments right now. ZTR taking the bomb. Boiler Hampus going halls, and, well, Norks found Alu.
If they cut noise, that might force a little bit of a rotate, but saying that as Doto's ducked into the side, yeah, look, he is starting to float. They've cut noise just long enough for him to go away from the support of Dha. 18 seconds, they hear the pins. Doto's disconnected, it is only Dha. And how does he get that? So dynamic, a double as well. That is humiliating. MP9, he just keeps his hitbox dynamic. I am impressed. Dha takes 3. And you saw his movement. I feel like that was deliberate movement, by the way. Like, looking at the wall, maybe anti-flash, but also it's hard to hit the back of the head. Unpredictable movement, we'll see it again.
I understand why ZTR is running into the site. He's the player with the bomb, but Hampus coming out halls, low HP.
That jump cost CTR his life, and I mean, also Nork's life, if you think about it. There you have it. Great stuff. Diha posting a 5th for ENCE, and we're going to have a competitive half if they can post a 6th, looking for the double digits.
Or be
isn't it?
again.
If it ain't broke.
And there's 4 times in a row now. They were punished for it once. They haven't been punished for it since. Plopsky getting involved in Banana a little bit later. And Hamper's searching, so Flash, it's no good.
One more smoke remains on the B defenders. Diha, oh wow. He actually doesn't go down, but significant damage. Hampus reveals balcony and App's presence from the NIP squad. Utility sets on Hampus and Nork. He'll be dropping his one way, perhaps. CTR swinging up, spearhead of the assault. Looking for redemption, looking for a 10th, but it's too easy for Diha and Doto. The crossfires are established. Alu's there for the cherry on top. Met by Hampus, operating at full capacity today. Spray very strong. They are so low, and he's opened it up again. Cracks into the A site and says this round is not done. In fact, he wants more. 2 heads visible. Playing evasive, they play in front of the smoke or have to respect it. Oh, isolates it all! It's an ace! Hampus destroys them. 10-5 on the half. Thank you, Hampus. Heart beating a little quicker. We'll be right back.
Everything I envision, not everybody gon' win it. It's only difference between us is I ain't stop till I finish. Yeah. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world.
With the competitions, do you always play a tier 8 map? Or do you have like stages maybe for newbie surfers? Like me?
So, for tournaments or just for competition?
For competitions.
We haven't really had many competitions other than just the surf tournaments. But the surf tournaments are usually, the tier is capped between 1 and 5. Because it can be kind of difficult to land a run on a higher tier map in the 10 minutes time limit. So we just cap it between tier 1 and tier 5.
And you have vetoes in tournaments as well.
Yeah, so that is a very cool thing about is you can pretty much just copy the format of how like ESL will host a tournament and just add it into the surf tournaments we do, which is very helpful. First tournament I hosted, one of the players actually beat one of the WRs in the tournament. He just went insane and just beat one of the WRs that had stood for like, the map wasn't new, been around for years, so he just beat the WR in the tournament, which is insane to think about because I get nervous playing in the tournament. And I'm sure most players do. So to do that with nerves is crazy to me.
Hampus decided he wanted 10. That's how we got ourselves to this scoreline in our third map. First series of the day. Hits all of the necessary shots. A little bit of spice on the last two as well. All right, well, you wanted to have a closer game, Chad. I think ENCE posting 5 does certainly set us up for the potential of a competitive Inferno. Those third map deciders live on in infamy. Or we could very well see the Swedes just knuckle down and see ENCE staring into the abyss of a brick wall CT side. Pistol will have a huge role to play in that momentum to start us off.
Everybody in second middle right now, so nobody's facing mid, nobody's facing banana.
Dualies, dude. And the kit, no less. You're going for an aggressive move. You don't want to lose the kit there. And info. ZTR does go down. Rez tapped away at another. Feels like he's found 3 frags every USP round. Very hard targets to hit. Nork makes a bit of a meal of it. Tagging down Doto, he'll play passive pit. Rez from the Balk to put pressure onto Spinks. And in fact, that is going to be Alu to deny this. Rez, if you don't hurry up, there's a timer on this.
Time's up.
Just like that. USP, long range for those little taps. 2 heads to contend with. Hampus, the only slight change, and maybe now as Nork provides 1, he's taken down Doto and Pit. That's such a big frag to find. They're tucked in. They check their corners. Plopsky's got the perfect weapon for the job. Flashes, they're in Balk.
No kit.
It's planted for them, though. They can swing out on this unless Hampus can lock him down. He's lost his life, gets awkward. Nice shots from Alu. No time, ENCE will take it. Gets damn close, though. Damn threatening. Thanks to Nork and his headshot on that Pit player. ENCE, 6.
All right, well, we saw ENCE win the force buy in the first half. Let's see if NIP can replicate that here. They will be force buying in. But I like that pistol round right there. You know, they're able to very quickly deal with some of the problems that are happening in current Inferno, right? You know, most players, when they get a good spawn, you always hear it, even when we're playing Pugs, Alex. So whoever gets the spawn is like, can I run across and check second mid? Well, by doing that, they have all their members in second mid. No one facing middle in case of CT-sided aggression. We've been seeing more and more of that down banana and mid. And then ENCE just power on through, get into the site, deal with that retake, and now they have to deal with this. 3 stack and B. 4 smokes in play.
Could you move your face? I've got a flash to throw, please. Excuse me. Yeah, my flash. It's just there. If you could just... Excuse me. He bounces off his teammate's head for the
Beautiful.
pop.
Yeah.
That works. And already he's found 1, nearly 2. Softens him up for the Deagles. And there they are. Hampus with 1. Body shots from ZTR converted. And even the scout tag has been hit. It's a 2-on-2. No kits. And definitely not the weapons for the job.
I feel like the best option right now is to run boost Rez through that smoke. I know that seems absolutely ridiculous, but what is he meant to do with this?
I mean, yes. Hope he pips the gap of the new box jiggle. Oh, he spotted him out. Goes for the most audacious of Mag 7 shots. Simo down! He's tagged them both down with the Mag 7. 2 pump chump. Just like that, we do see a retake. Second round. They are never safe, Chad, in Counter-Strike Global Offensive 2021.
Oh, I can't believe he's just pulled that off with the Mag 7. Oh, dear. It's great when you see somebody in Pop Dog on train or, you know, in a corner.
Yeah, but retaking B. Oof.
Oh, dear. They were playing safe, right? They're trying to tuck on in, make sure they don't give anything away. And by doing that, they gave Rez enough room to make this stylish
Like, how are
play.
you supposed to make it work with a scout and a Mag 7 retake? You know, that's where you stare at each other going, well, give it a go, I guess.
Yeah, cool, guys. We pulled that one off now. He's just giggling to himself. ENCE will bounce back with their force buy. AK on Snappy, Deagles for the rest. Let's see if we have any back and forth this time round. We got 4th.
Yeah, no back. In fact, Diho might want to press the S key as he's catching nades. Yep, second nade on his face. That's enough to give away the AK to Spinks. Oh, you can't go through this banana smoke. It feels like less of a smoke, more of just a death sentence. There's a gap on it. That would explain it. I suppose you don't have that info unless you actively challenge.
Yeah, and it's a hard fight to take as well. The CTs are already trained on
I hadn't
him.
considered that, but yeah, if you flub your, or deliberately flub your smoke, just as I say that, Spinks makes the AK work. It's enough to perhaps 5 for Plopsky. And nice movement, just steps away from the crosshair and hits his shot. It's only Alu now on this banana challenge, and Plopsky gets the information. He's under scrutiny, and the trade, a crucial one, found. It's only Doto, whose Deagle is primed and ready. That was it. That was a small window by which he could have jumped through. Instead, Nork posting 12 for the NIP squad.
I do like what I've seen from Doto, right? Like, I think as a player who's come in, and when he was joining the old ENCE roster when it was all Finns, he was coming in as more a supportive element, and I still think he's doing a great job doing that, and coming in clutch in certain environments too.
I forgot what we were talking about at the Balrog. I just got a weird text from Yanko saying Balrog of something. What's
in
it called?
caps?
Yeah, Balrog of Morgoth.
Okay.
One day, Chad.
Yep.
Fellowship of the Ring. Me and you. We'll do it in Malta, in fact. We'll get Hank involved.
Okay. We locked in that basement for 3 days.
Yeah.
You have to talk me through
Dude,
everything.
I can't believe you haven't seen Two Towers with all of the brilliant storytelling leading up to the huge raid. The Urukai are at the walls.
Well, now I don't have to see it.
I saw a meme the other day that said, oh, it was so good. I'm actually going to find it. Yeah, you have completely missed out on a chapter of life with the Two Towers hype.
All right. Let me try and bring some hype. Let me do
it?
a bit of play-by-play right now.
Yeah, hit me with
Snappy
it.
flashes top mid, and away they go. Up, they barrel. Archside is on the cards as Nork tucked in towards Library. AK-47 in hand, and he peeks on out. Nork holding down Mouse 1. He's found the first. A flash comes through, and well, bottlenecking them towards Archside. It's 4 big kills. As ETR takes down Spinks, and that's round number 19, 13-6. We love a good eco round.
Pretty hype, pretty hype.
This is sensational.
Dude, I still listen to Toss podcasts and realize how insufficient I am. You know, like the dude was doing it ahead of his time 10 years ago, and I still can't keep up.
I wonder what he's doing these days.
Wearing a shirt,
Playing
sipping
golf.
a martini, doing business on his phone, closing it after 20 minutes, walking out into the white sands, something like that.
Yeah, I think that's how the story goes.
Rez has opened up the account for the Ninjas 14th. He's put in the request.
It was a solo aggressive mission, and so is this from ZTR. They're just playing aggro CS. Very aggy.
I mean, it does just mean that anything that was just said on the break for ENCE has to be rewritten.
100%. And it looks like they wanted to go towards B, and that's been denied as well. The retake utility here from NIP to deny top banana control. Half-4 smoke and molly. It's a bit of a classic these days. So they will have to put the brakes on and continue to wait. But this forward position by ZTR, he's still here. He's getting the wrong way.
You heard it? Oh, no. Doto, the aggressor, has found an equalizer.
And right now, A, as far as short and apps, is open. Rez needs to rotate over and plug this gap. Push towards halls. Have to be very careful on how you pick this in case someone slipped up and through.
I think he's just grateful to be back in pit. Grateful to be able to contribute.
It's hard for him to play bike right now because he doesn't have a smoke, so...
One way.
On how Rez deals with this.
Mo's coming up short. Nork responsible for long and maybe called upon as Rez gets tested on short to hold this line from Library.
Nork can't help him at all.
Oh, Lord. Smoked off. Rez has to be a hero here. They're swinging in. Nork does draw their attention. Rez pulls the trigger just before Doto can silence him. Enables him to maintain an advantage. He's hoping and praying he could have a boost over the smoke, but they're not there in time. The troops just arriving now from the B rotate. Doto, oh!
Nice shot again.
Shooting. This is 3. He is responsible for all of the frags so far as ENCE look to be securing around here. It's an awkward Nork AWP for the retake, as was the tongue twister of saying it. Plopsky, a lot to do. Baiting the shot and enables another swing. Plopsky, all of the impact. Just like that, ENCE do all of the hard work, and it's taken from them by Plopsky.
So cheeky, isn't it? Does the jiggle, baits Snappy into that, and then just goes wide to take down Doto on the site.
Big stuff. You can see that's really motivated them. Losing ZTR after finding an early advantage, that could have soured the mood. The fact that Rez finds one before Doto's feet hit the ground, Doto doing everything within his power to make this round competitive, but this is the bait. And he does stabilize onto Snappy just above that box.
Well, this is a gun round from ENCE. The rifles are good, the utility not so much. 3 smokes, 3 flashes, and a Molotov. So,
3 to B.
Hard to make this one work.
See if Snappy wants to take some space early. He does. He really does. Completely negates all of that util. Stepping out. Looks like his teammate caught some flak elsewhere. It's D here on T stairs who's down, and now Snappy's getting nades thrown his way. Oh dear. Plopsky's timing perfect. And he catches Alu. That was one of the healthy ones. Looks like NIP's Inferno is certainly got its variety. Aggressive banana maneuvers ironed out in the server beforehand. A gap.
Oh, that shouldn't happen.
Plopsky's done that a couple of times, finding frags he shouldn't. Towards A we go. CTR had a bit of a mare last time they tested his Cold Zera box. He's got res in support this time. Makes it clear from the trajectory where they need to focus their attention. Spinks trying to use a one-way. No one's home on pit. They like this. 2 short, 1 bulk. They made it work before, Chad. But they've got so much time.
They have no nades to work with. Who peaks first?
Yeah, who's going to break? Balcony as well. They isolate ZTR. Res, perhaps an unknown entity. Has the spray, doesn't have the kill. And so a chance now for ENCE. Doto continues to hit headshots. Let's see if he can do it again. 18 frags, top of the scoreboard for his squad. They call upon him again. Diha, low. 3 ninjas to retake. And appropriately creeping, sneaking, silently crawling now through the apps. That will be the finishing touch. That will be hunting down Doto. That's if Nork doesn't find him first. Now 3 different points of approach. Dio has managed to find his first and the second. He's here to clutch up, and he's doing it quick. The time's ticking. Every second favors Dio. He'll take another ace. Clutch 7. Found for ENCE as they evade map point, match point even. Diha keeps them competitive.
Oh, dearie me, and NIP losing that retake has lost them not only the round, but their economy as well. Great stuff, just really taking their time. Remember how this round started? It was drawn out, they had no nades. They had nothing, they came in with 3 smokes, 3 flashes, and a Molotov.
Go on, son. Not deterred, that's a really uncomfortable duel. You can easily find yourself locked into a reload you really can't afford to be taking, but preserves his bullets, little bursts, finds the head in the most crucial of moments, and he clutches up for ENCE. Okay.
Ooh, very noisy.
Very, very loud. And a shotgun does seem like a good weapon for the job. Can't fault him. Bam. Doto is gone, and he may even find a second. His teammate Nork has found him. They're going to splurge into B. Plopsky says no, though.
Oh, Rez.
And Rez is quick to
This is ridiculous.
push. They're going to have their knives out on the rotate. Oh, no. Straight from the highest of highs to the lowest of lows. A force by loss. They can't afford to stomach it. Snappy, however. A Mac 10 and 2 HP. I feel what he feels. And it hurts. Rez takes him down, a third now from the star of the NIP show. And Alu, known to be a star in his own right. Given 45 seconds with a loose bomb, and Nork hunting. Gonna deny that before it gets going. NIP, they've got a lot of them. 8 match points. I expect, given you the impact player, yes, indeed, his impact has been felt across the board. And across the 3 maps of play, you can see how quick that first one was. If you miss Nuke, so did anyone that didn't tune into the first 30 minutes of the show.
Yeah, if you wake up 30 minutes late, we're sorry. It definitely happened. You're probably good if you missed it if you're an ENCE fan, but glad you were here for the second map. So as we stare down the barrel of what is probably GG, let's see if another one of these cobbled together buys from ENCE can work. ZTR spots a bit. Plopsky sees nothing.
So dead, so dead, so dead. How does he get 2? Finally, someone shuts him down, but they've maintained an advantage by virtue of the double. Gap, Spinks staring at a wall. It's only Snappy now to defend their chances, defend their honor, and that's it. NIP, Storm to a strong start in their group. Group B has another name to watch out for. ENCE go 1-1, but the Ninjas start with a strong